Hello people, I am Jaby Koay and I just watched Star Wars Episode 7. I was one of the first people to watch Star Wars Episode 7. So I recorded a bunch of footage of me, my mother, and my sister going to the movie, and then I got some of our thoughts afterwards, and here it is. Hello people, I'm Jaby Koay and I'm in the car with my mom and sister. There's my sister and there's my mom. Don't they look happy? We're on our way to watch the first showing of Star Wars Episode 7.
Oops, I lost the tickets.
Been looking forward to this for over a year. Over a year. I forgot my Kylo Ren mask. That's, Mary Black, as she likes to go by. The reason why her name is Mary Black is because she wears black. Look, that person's in a rush to get to the Star Wars premiere. Mary Black is more excited than anybody else in the car right now. See her face? Look at that face. She can't even hold her smiles back. I wonder where Ryan Wright is. Where is he seeing the movie?
Probably the arc.
Tomorrow? This is gonna be the only time it is this crazy. $100 million in pre-sale tickets. Did you hear about this? $100 million in pre-sale tickets. $100 million. You can't even comprehend that, can you? Jackie Brown made $40 million at the box office over its entire run. This hasn't even opened yet, and it's already made $100 million. What if the movie was horrible? And there's like 8 Jar Jar Binks type characters in there. Are you going to be screaming with everybody else?
No.
Where's your excitement? Where's your Star Wars shirt?
I don't have one. I bought 4 Star Wars bags from Subway.
Where's my bag?
I don't know.
I don't even get a Star Wars bag. I'm the first child.
Just went through a red light. Nice.
It's worth it. Don't worry. It'll all be worth it. So we made it. We're in Woodland Hills, California at AMC Promenade 16. Look how excited they are. Hardcore fans. We're here. All right, here we go. All right, what'd you guys think?
Woo!
Who's your favorite character?
Luke.
Are you kidding me? He's barely in the movie.
He didn't even say anything.
You say he conveyed so much subtlety in those few seconds he was on screen.
Fine. I didn't say Ray.
I like Harrison Ford.
I like the movie a lot. It certainly is a good follow-up, especially considering everything we got from episodes 1, 2, and 3. It's a relief, to be perfectly honest, to have a movie that's just at least cohesive and has good action and character. But the most important thing for me was the fact that we had great humorous moments. Like, it was at least trying to have fun. That's the thing we were lacking from episodes 1, 2, and 3. Finally, we have a movie where it's like, okay, there's fun moments. It's not taking itself seriously every 2 seconds. Episode 7 was constantly moving. It was a constant adventure. I appreciated that aspect of it. It was great to see Harrison Ford back. It was great to see Carrie Fisher back. I would have liked to have seen more of Poe. It kind of disappointed me that he just kind of fell out of the movie. I loved Rey. I thought she was awesome.
Daisy Ridley.
There was a lot of like interesting quiet moments in the movie. I guess it makes sense, but the scene with Kylo Ren and Rey when she's in the torture chair and his hand is just on her face, it felt like a very, very long scene. I'm like, okay, we've been on this for a while. The lightsaber fights were not so much fancy like episodes 1, 2, and 3 were. The choreography was actually pretty simple because it was more about emphasizing the drama in the scene. The film felt very classical. It felt like a big homage to the originals. There were so many things that it's like, oh, that's from the other movies. Right down to the final act. It's like, okay, here's a bigger version of the final act from episode 4. The way this film ended felt like the end of Empire Strikes Back. All these characters kind of went their separate ways, and it ends like kind of on a somber, bittersweet note. It's like, yeah, we got Luke back, but there was so much sadness in the ending. I gotta give J.J. Abrams credit. It takes a lot of balls to the first Star Wars movie in years, and he ends it on a sad note. It certainly leaves you wanting more. It certainly leaves you wanting to come back. So it's a good setup for the next film. I just wish that there was more Poe. I guess we're gonna get more of him in the next film. Poe is the most undeveloped character in the movie.
I like the movie.
Go, you say things now.
A lot of action, my kind of movie.
Yeah. What'd you think of Harrison Ford?
I thought he was funny.
Do you feel like he was just as good as he was in the original?
Yeah. Him and Chewie.
Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, both of their performances were more underplayed. Harrison Ford was a quieter version of Han Solo, and it makes sense. He's older, he's been through a lot. He's not going to behave the same way he did in his youth. The script felt predictable. Like, I knew every beat that was coming. Even Han Solo's death. I still enjoy the heck out of it, but it was predictable. I saw every beat coming. It was almost by necessity because there's so much expectation, they kind of had to play it safe. It was still a really fun movie. It's way better than any of the films in episode 1, 2, and 3 combined, but it was predictable. This is the smart way to go. Following a new, young cast of people, it is the smartest way to go. Every decision J.J. Abrams has made, and Lawrence Kasdan, I think that's his name, the other screenwriter, everything was smart about this. Even if you weren't a big fan of the movie as a grown-up, even if you're like, well, it was good, even if that's what you walk away with, it doesn't matter. The kids are gonna love it. And the kids are going to be ultra satisfied and want more, and they're going to get more every single year. There's going to be another Star Wars movie next December and every December for the next 5 years, and it's going to own winter for the next 5 years. So, now I just want to share a couple more thoughts. I really, really enjoyed the movie. There was this massive amount of expectation that people had for it. I mean, it's like the first Star Wars movie in years, and how do you live up to all the expectation? And the truth of the matter is, you can't. No matter who helmed Star Wars Episode 7, no matter how good the script was, no matter how great the movie was, you couldn't live up to the expectation. There was just no way. I accepted that going into it. The movie was good. It was a really good movie. Was it the best movie? No, it wasn't. This is a great starting point. Now we can go from here and make even bigger, better Star Wars movies. For all the talk of Chewie being the one that gets killed off, it was Han Solo. It's like, god damn, you really killed him off. That was bold. If you think about it, it was a good send-off. It's like Han Solo died because he had so much heart for his son. It was just frustrating because I saw it coming. I'm like, oh, dude, he's gonna kill you right now. He's gonna stab you. Can't you see what's happening? And it's like, of course he couldn't. Because he loved his son, and then he touched his son's face, and I'm like, oh, God. When the movie started out, it felt so surreal. I'm like, I kind of got pulled out of the movie a little bit. I'm like, I'm watching episode 7 right now. I am actually watching episode 7 right now. This is real. This is happening. Like from the Star Wars logo and everyone screaming in the theaters and seeing the story, the opening paragraph scroll up. I'm like, this is actually happening right now. In the middle of the film, there was kind of these weird moments that kind of lingered in a weird way, and I wasn't sure why it was lingering. But I did notice it. And there were these weird dialogue moments inside that tavern or whatever it was. It was like, we're spending quite a bit of time here, and I'm not quite sure what the deal is with the blocking. It felt kind of awkward a little bit. You look at Star Trek, right? And you look at how J.J. Abrams handled Star Trek, because it was one way, and now it's this new way. It's the J.J. Abrams kind of Mission Impossible style of shooting, with the camera doing crazy stuff and cutting every few seconds in its rapid pace action. Whereas this kind of did the opposite and followed the pacing of Empire and New Hope. It allowed itself to really breathe, but I think almost a little bit to its detriment. It's like, okay, I get what's going on here. We can move on. With the hand thing on Rey's face, it's like, I get it. She's powerful, and she's got the Force, and she's able to resist. Let's move on. I feel like the time we spent with Han Solo, with Rey, with John Boyega, it was so even keel that not one person felt like the central character. That's just gonna happen when you're bringing in a new cast and merging it with the old cast. J.J. Abrams has to do two things at once. He's got to satisfy the fans and bring back some of that classic feel with the classic characters, and he's got to bring in a new cast because that's what this generation needs. It needs a new cast of people. At first, I was reluctant to accept that when I first heard about this, and I'm like, why? Why can't we just have the old cast back? But it makes sense. It's a very smart way to go. Kids need to see kids. Right now, all our action movies star old people. It was fun. It had great, funny moments. It had great action. It was very suspenseful. It was a little predictable, but it was still really good. Okay, so I just watched the IMAX version of Star Wars Episode 7 this morning at 6 a.m. It is right now 12:29 p.m. I've had time to let it simmer a little bit and think about it. And so here are my final thoughts. There's only one sequence in the entire movie that is shot in IMAX. The sequence when Rey and Finn are running away from the stormtroopers for the first time and they get in the Millennium Falcon and they're flying away. That whole thing was IMAX. That was the only sequence done in IMAX. Now that being said, that for me was the only memorable sequence in the whole movie. Like, there's fun little bits throughout the film that harken back to the original tone established in A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. That's more lighthearted, borderline cheesy, but really, really fun. As far as action sequences go, as far as just large-scale sequences, nothing else was quite as memorable as that escape from the First Order. I mean, you had that lightsaber battle in the forest at the end where they're cutting down trees and whatnot. We haven't seen that yet, but it still felt kind of underwhelming. It's like, yeah, they were... Earlier I said they were emphasizing more on the emotional aspect of the fight, which is great because that's what was severely lacking in episodes 1, 2, and 3. But they've gone to this other extreme where now there's kind of no choreography. The choreography was repetitious. It was the same. It wasn't that interesting. I've been looking at social media and people are already... There's like people who are happy and then people who are upset. People who are like, this is not Star Wars. And people who were like confused about who the hell is Rey? Why does she have so much power? When she's obviously Luke Skywalker's daughter. The underdeveloped bad guy, Kylo Ren, and I think they actually gave a lot of information. The fact that we discovered in the same movie, Kylo Ren is Han Solo and Leia's son, that's a big reveal that was reserved for Empire Strikes Back in the original trilogy. What people are noticing more than an underdeveloped bad guy, a guy where there's so many questions, is just not a very interesting bad guy compared to Darth Vader. I mean, Darth Maul, who had one line in the entire Phantom Menace, was more interesting to me than Kylo Ren. Why wasn't Kylo Ren as interesting? There's something weird about that. Even though he had more to say, more to do, him losing his temper and slashing stuff up, I guess that makes him interesting. I mean, you never really saw a Sith Lord or a bad guy in Star Wars do that. You've never seen a bad guy in Star Wars get angry and destroy things. Once he took off his mask and the mysteriousness went away, I was less impressed by him. Having watched it a second time, I realized one thing that was bothering me that I couldn't quite put my finger on. And I think I figured it out. The film has a strange pace to it, and that has a lot to do with the way it's edited, and it has also to do with some of the music cues. It's a subtle thing that kind of affects the overall experience, and it's hard to pinpoint. When Chewbacca shoots Kylo Ren from up high inside that dome place, there's a large gap between Kylo Ren getting shot and the stormtroopers looking up and reacting and shooting back. It's a really, really long time. The moment Chewbacca shoots him, the stormtroopers should be on alert and firing back. That gap exemplifies what I felt throughout the movie. These weird long pauses that felt unnecessary, that felt like it should have been trimmed down. The movie was about 2 hours, right? It could have been an hour 45 if they chopped out all of these just pregnant pauses that didn't need to be in there. The music cues have a similar issue. If you look at the very end of the movie, when it closes and goes to credits, normally, as it closes, you get the music right away, from what I recall. But here, it closes, directed by J.J. Abrams, and then like 5 seconds later, then the music, the happy credits music kicks in. And I'm like, what's up with John Williams? Why are the cues late? I don't know if the film was rushed or something. I don't think it was, but they had a hard deadline they had to meet, so it's quite possible that things were rushed and weren't quite as finessed as they could have been. It's worth noting that all three leads are leads that we don't actually typically get today. Oscar Isaac is mostly Guatemalan and Cuban, so he's mostly Hispanic. Daisy Ridley, I think that's her name, is a woman. She's a very strong female lead, something we don't get a lot of today. John Boyega's black. That's obvious. That's been quite talked about. So all three leads are something that we don't typically see in our leads. All right, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this entire review of Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. If you haven't already, please check out my lightsaber fight if you're a big Star Wars fan. It's a really, really well-done fight. I think you guys will agree. And that's it. Otherwise, check out my other reviews or reactions. I am Jaby Koay. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Peace out.